Building with Papa. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Okay, we're getting ready to demo this shower out. We're going to replace the man door. They have a water leak. They had some rotted drywall on the living room side. We're going to be replacing all this trim around these doors, the existing doors, paint the walls, move the lights, change the vanity. But first of all, we've got to start our demo. Yes, this vanity's getting replaced. Not only one sink, we're putting in two. So let's get started. We got to rip this thing out. Okay. First, you put tape over your drain so that you don't get any debris down in the drain to cause any problems. Get your tools ready. I put some cardboard on the floor because we're not replacing the floor. First, I took the trim off around the door because we're going to be changing out that door anyway. But then it also made it easier to get to the edge of the tile. And starting the demo to removing the tile. Okay, so we start removing the tile from the edge. It's not too bad with a light chipping hammer to be able to bring this down. You don't care if you're damaging the Durarock or drywall behind it because all of it is going to be coming down. So we're just working it tile by tile. It's not too bad. You could see where water was getting through this tile and the mold and water damage that is on the board now that we're going to have to deal with, but we're removing the board anyway. Okay, got all the walls, tile, and the Durarock removed. I left the floor, and right now I'm getting ready to start to take it up. Before I did that, I marked out where the niche is going to go and where the seat is. Did that first thing this morning so the client can look at it and tell me if that's good for them or if we have to make any changes. This is my recommendation. She had said about 12 inches off the wall, which doesn't look bad, but I'm going to let them determine whether it's 12, 14, or 15. Okay, well, let me get going on this floor so I can get the rest of this shower demoed today. Okay, as I'm demoing this curb, this was the top. They put a screw through the Durarock. What that does is then penetrates the pan, okay? And you can see that that was getting water in there. I don't like to screw through the pan even on the top of the curb. The outside edge is fine. The inside edge, you don't do it. You mud it and stick the tile. But if you're going to screw through it, which I don't recommend, because really all you have to do is glue that Durarock down to the top, then you need to silicone the screws if you do screw through it. Okay, let me finish up. Okay, these guys screwed through the top, the inside, they screwed through everywhere, and look at what happens. Okay, that 2x4, the 2x4s are totally rotted out, gone. This thing has been leaking for a while. It's on an exterior wall and it was going outside. So it wasn't going into the inside of the house. So they never even realized how bad it really was. All right, let's keep going. Okay, with the seat, I had marked the wall wrong. 12 inches and 14 inches is what I marked it as. ADA is 14 inches minimum. got the pan out. This is what was under the pan. This pan has been leaking for a while. I do not know why they were not getting water everywhere else. On the other side of that wall, they had some water damage, but this was pretty bad. All right, gotta get her all cleaned up. It looks worse than it really is. A lot of the black that you see on the floor is from the old paint. Okay. All right, took out the rest of that plasterboard on that side. I built the niche, and we put hydrogen peroxide on the block walls and on the studs, and we cleaned them up, and then we encapsulated them. All right, we're gonna drywall the other side now. Then we'll move back to this side. Okay, now we're cutting out that top piece. We're gonna go all the way up to the ceiling with the tile. The layout seems to work out. That's what we're gonna have to do. Okay. Well, I got a little busy and I forgot to take some video of putting in the pan. Once I got everything framed up, I put in the pan. But before you put in the pan, you put some mortar down and slope everything towards the drain. Then you put the pan down, and then you build up your mortar bed in there to slope towards the drain also. You can see in the corners I used red guard. I put it in even before I put up the hardy board, in case there ever is a leak from the tile or grout, that it can be prevented from going any further. You put up your hardy board and you silicone all the joints and the screws. This way, if any water does get through the board, then it won't go through the screws into the other side of the wall. Okay, now we have the hardy board done and we're getting ready to start tile. First, I put up a laser and do my measurements to see how far I have to go to the ceiling. Are the full tiles going to end up at the ceiling? That's what I'm looking for. So once I determine that measurement, I then put some 1x2s down towards the bottom, and that is going to give me the elevation that I'm going to start at, so that as I work to the ceiling, I have a full tile at the top. And this one actually worked out to have a full tile at the bottom also. All right, so once I have my 1x2 screwed off to a nice level line, I start cutting my tile. This particular tile, you can only overlap 15 to 30% of the tile. So I chose it to be about 5.5 inches. And it looks pretty good. Looks like it's going to work out fine. She's having a different type of shower in here. Everything's included in the whole unit. So I had to take out the shower valve and just put my hot and cold water coming out. I put up all my trim first, leveled it all, plumbed it, and I'm using 1/8 inch grout joints. It's a good looking tile, but for some reason the glazing on this tile is very difficult to cut. I have a pretty new cutter and I'm still having trouble cutting this tile, so I'm having to score it first with the grinder and then break it. It's not real difficult, but it's adding a little time to this installation. I'm only going 2 levels high the first day. The second day I went 3 levels high, and then the last 2 levels for the top. It's looking pretty good. It's coming about. Now the next day that everything's been dried long enough, I'm going to go ahead and remove the 1x2s and install the bottom layer, and also take care of the niche. So now I'm doing the niche. I put some tile underneath to hold it up. I want the bottom of the niche to be sloped slightly towards the front so no water sits in the back of the niche. It's very important. Alright, we're getting ready to start the bottom now. They also went to my friend Tiago and picked out the top of the seat and the top of the curb. I like to put them in full piece. This way you're protected. If anything, grout joint goes bad or something, you're not getting water in underneath it. Costs a little bit more, but it's a lot better. Okay, I installed the top of the seat. I think it looks very good. I am shocked on how close they got to the tile. It's a little more brown, but I think it looks good. Alright, we're starting the floor now. Making sure everything's pitched to the drain. It's coming together. You can see at the top, I'm tight on the right side, and there's a bigger gap at the top on the left side, but it can't be helped. It's a ceiling that's not level, but I know my tile is. So you have to go that way. Okay, we're getting ready to grout. So you have to go through and clean all your joints out. Get them nice and clean so that you can receive the grout properly. Well, today we're going to go ahead and get the grout started once I finish cleaning out the grout lines. I got the majority of them done, but I still have the floor to remove some of this thin set. Also, the seat on the shower seat top, I have it pitched so that water does not sit on that top, and it all rolls off into the shower area. It's looking pretty good. We've now grouted the walls. All the walls are grouted at this point. And so is the floor. Well, that's going to wrap this one up for now. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on the next one. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Give me a thumbs up, guys. It helps the channel. All right, have a great day.